located in Kirkland Lake, Ontario. The Lasalle Theatre was opened on Monday, March 6, 1939, and was one of the 3 theatres in town. It was designed by Harold B. Long, a Kirkland Lake architect, and was built in the Art Deco style, which symbolized modernity with clean flowing lines and the use of metallics. The Lasalle Theatre is noted as having its interiors clad in vitrolite, which was a color-pigmented structural glass and was often used in curved designs. We can still see it today in the lobby and the foyer. These curved designs are then brought into the theater itself, which also boasted an acoustic ceiling. The lighting is another Art Deco feature and is reminiscent of a waterfall of sorts. The Lasalle Theatre had both a stage and a screen to offer a variety of entertainment with professional lighting. It could seat up to 800 people, and it boasted blackout conditions in the theater to add to dramatic realism to any show by shutting out the outside world. This we would see in our investigations, as the darkness in the theater and on the balcony is absolute. The building also had several offices and apartments, as well as a projection and spotlighting room, and to the right side of the building, 2 shops were originally installed, reportedly a delicatessen and cafe, and a waiting room for transit riders. Today it has been made into one room, the theater office. It was constructed at a cost of $125,000 in 1939. Kirkland Lake was, and is, a northern gold mining boomtown, subjected to the booms of discovery and then the busts of gold mine depletion. The year 1939 would see another boom and bust of sorts, that of a majority of the working population enrolling in the Second World War. In Kirkland Lake, mining was the primary industry and forestry was the second. Younger men tended to flock for employment. Canada began its mobilization between August and September of 1939, a mere 6 months after the opening of the Lasalle Theatre. Many theaters are said to be haunted. Maybe it's because films, plays, and musical events bring out our emotions or spirituality. Maybe it's because theaters draw actors, even from the spiritual realm. Or maybe it isn't haunted. But I can tell you one thing, it is like stepping into a time capsule. It isn't perfectly preserved, but its essence is still there, just like a spirit. Join us as we talk with actors and staff and explore the LaSalle Theatre.
I can't tell.
Although it's not consistent. So usually if there's a signal, it's it'll hold that longer.
It's so dark in here. Has anyone ever heard any voices or anything?
Apparently when I left on Wednesday, the whole group heard my voice on the second floor balcony, and I'm like, was that James trying to say hi? Because they heard a very distinct hello, but they didn't hear the rest. So I'm like, huh. Like, they called me, they're like, are you at the theater right now? I'm like, no, I'm at home, why? They're like, we just heard you. Oh. I've never heard them that freaked out, but I'm like, damn it, I should have scared them.
In town, it's been, it's called Cabaret with a K, and
That, I know they refer to that as intelligent haunting, because residual haunting, just in a lot of cases, when people talk about it, it's what was going on at the time being kind of overlapped, like just like a show, a TV show on repeat.
right.
But if you're getting responses and
That's very
human interaction is very direct, and it has it's something to do with like relationships with the people here. Or, yeah, that's better than just a empty old building with no personality.
Yeah. No, I think there's a lot of personality.
There's a lot of personality here, that's for sure.
Living in it's called Cabaret with a K, and it's basically a talent show, really. It's been 51 years now, and they always used to be in here, and this was way back when they were in here, and the director was standing on the floor with her script on the stage, and the lady guy walked across, and she went, "Oh, Randy, so there, Randy's there, okay, good," and then did it all such a way. Okay, so Randy, and Randy said yes from the booth. Again, these are just things I'm reporting. So and then Randy actually confirmed last week when we were here that he wasn't even in the building at the time.
So a mimic.
Maybe. I don't know.
Possible
Yeah,
mimic activity.
Vivian, I figured she was the counter girl. That's just my story. Because she's in the lobby, and apparently she's in quite a lovely gown. And I just figured, not that they probably did show Gone with the Wind here. It was around the right time, but they never would have got the movie, since they didn't have first runs. That then my idea is that they all dressed up as part of the showing of Gone with the Wind. That's my story for her. I don't know if it's true or not.
Like, Vivian is a strange one, because the only time I've seen her is through the scrying method. Have you ever heard? I did that in the lobby, because that's the portal, and asked specifically for Vivian, because I'm like, I don't want to see anyone else, and she showed me herself, and wow. To say she's a beautiful pinup girl is an understatement, and she's also very strange, because when people come in, she takes off.
Well, she's elusive.
Yeah, she goes, oh, there's people. Steps outside and just sort of.
Because I always get the idea she's down near the old water fountain.
I'm like, to me,
Well,
she
she's out in the
hangs
lobby
out.
area.
She hangs out that entire area as hers, but when people come in, she leaves. I'm like,
Would they prefer to have this place to themselves, do you think? Is that anybody here? Not really.
I don't know if it's because she was in customer service for so long or what. She's just like, God
I
damn
mean,
it.
well, you can't be in this.
Someone bumped the wires.
I'm like,
Would they prefer to have this place to themselves, do you think? Is that anybody?
I'm like,
Would they prefer to have this place to themselves, do you think? Is that anybody?
Like, God damn
I
it.
mean, well, you can't be in this.
Someone bumped the wires. Because the wires just moved. I was just watching this and the whole thing just lifted up in the air.
See, I was looking this way.
Okay. I thought someone had leaned against it, but then I realized there's
Isn't,
all over here.
isn't that always the trick, though?
yeah, that's the trick. For spirits to have, and Michael has to be
Wire
looking
over
at
here.
someone. The best examples we have from spirits telling us what they see, it's basically everything sort of foggy, and certain places and certain people are a bright light, like almost a lighthouse. So, especially with the mirrors, because they say two mirrors facing each other is a portal. In our lobby, we have two mirrors facing each other. So I feel that it's more of a combination of, I remember this place, I was here, I'm staying here, and also bright light, going to the bright light, I like it here. Because, for instance, James, like, there is no actor, famous actor or not, that came from Kirkland Lake, because there's no documentation, so I'm like, he literally just showed up one day and is like, oh, a theater, I like it here.
That's the other thing I was wondering.
Some movies weren't here, because I'd love to put that right on center stage.
Say what?
If the movies weren't here, I'd put that right on center stage, because I guarantee it would go,
With Henry?
oh, Henry would go, ooh, shiny light, touch. Ground.
Let's say drill?
drowned.
Oh, drown.
This is strangely quiet because at the museum it was running every 15 seconds. We were getting words.
Yeah, it kept telling us to leave.
Or it kept saying the same thing 3 or 4 times in a row because I think part of it's the app just getting stuck in the
It
vocabulary.
could be, like, to me, especially since my very first encounter here was actual physical manifestation, I saw a full-on arm in a suit go where we were standing, actually. Right over the railing, and I look up, I thought it was our board, so I'm like, oh, look, and then no one was there. Nothing was there. There was nothing in that white suit, and I'm like, huh. And I couldn't explain that, so I'm like, to me, James seems more modern, well, like, Vivian, William, I feel is like 1970s.
Okay.
Henry, definitely 1930s.
Yeah, that's what I
Vivian is 1940s, 50s era. And then James feels like 2000s. Took it over.
Only a year.
Only
I
a
thought
year?
it was a while.
Oh, okay.
Because I know it was in disrepair in the previous owners because they started taking out all the seats and said, hey, give us money, you'll get your name on a seat, and then it sort of just...
Well, I don't know for sure. I just know that it opened in March 39.
Yeah.
The war broke out in September, and it closed. Like everything else. So, in my view, it's never had its day in the sun. It had 6 glorious, maybe, months, and then it shut. A Foursquare Gospel Tabernacle rented it for the entire duration of the war. So it became a church.
Oh, okay.
David was my church, our church, so...
That could account for the dress then.
True. And then after the war, it reopened again at some point. I just say itinerant, like on and off, but mostly on. And I'm not sure who. I think that other family ended up owning it. Yes, they owned it for quite a while.
Because that's what happens in costume rooms and children. All the costumes are everywhere.
We do this at the beginning of every summer.
So when you're in here, does stuff get moved elsewhere? Do you hear stuff?
I feel watched from this doorway. And I actually have seen one time, and one time only, I've seen a shadow presence. Literally, it was just
In the doorway.
it poked its head, I turned the corner, and it was gone.
Okay.
It did a in, out. And
So when we were down there, this was off all the time. It hasn't. It's stopped. It's like nearly completely stopped.
no, this is the old lady who doesn't quite realize she's dead or alive and is just more curious than anything. Did that just say Vivian?
Idiot.
Idiot.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Judgy.
It's a judgy old lady. Okay, I was going to say you're a nice one. Never mind.
Is the bathroom?
Yeah.
Oh, the original tile.
Oh yeah, and like even a tub with the curtain, which is freaky on its own. Like that's like horror movie.
Yeah, like, and this
Well,
is
and
the
the
only
mannequin in
room
the
with
corner.
a bathroom in it.
So this must have been an apartment, no?
I mean, yeah, this is all the apartment.
So could this have been an old lady's apartment?
That's what I figure.
Yeah, maybe. They might have had offices up here later, but I think it was designed as an apartment because the offices would have been downstairs, and there's an office next door.
Oh, okay. Well, Kirkland Lake has very higgledy-piggledy apartments everywhere.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like, you got a building? Throw an apartment in there. I find that's a very Northern Ontario thing. It's like, we need apartments. Where can we put them? I know.
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
We don't want to
And
build buildings. We
Then they
just
forget
want
that you have to bring furniture into them.
Yeah,
And-
well.
Yeah.
They're like, that's your problem. Bye.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, but no, one up here, occasionally I feel like it's a very elderly woman who's like very curious of what's going on. She doesn't realize that this is our space. Heart attack.
Cool.
Okay.
I better not have one.
Maybe she did.
Maybe. That could have been what happened. I'm like, especially up here, when she manifests, I feel it's very like 60s vibe.
She realized
It's a
where she
while
was.
ago. Like, what's a telephone? Like, telephone on the wall?
Well, you wouldn't realize you died of a heart attack necessarily.
No, and it could have been in her sleep, too.
True.
But I'm like, she's just a very curious, like, why are you in my house sort of thing.
This is a fascinating building.
Yes, it is. Isn't it? Yeah.
But, like, as I was saying earlier, that Asia made sense because the movie playing is Kung Fu Panda, and it has Asia things. So I'm like, was that Henry coming?
Well, did you hear him saying the app was beeping? He was keeping it quiet, but it was beeping on the way up because it was saying detecting magnetic fields throughout the
So
whole.
we're just kind of like, and it
walk up.
stopped as soon
Yeah.
as we got to the stairs.
And that
But
makes
it-
sense because if you think
basically
about
walking
it,
through-
we're walking on minerals everywhere around this whole place. I'm sure a mining town and stone tape theory really work well together. Residually, anyway.
Should we go up?
I'm like, yeah, we can go
Yeah, we can
that
go
way
that way.
all the way. John might not be very happy with us, but I'm sure we'll keep going.
We're going to the apartment.
Yes.
It very,
That's like very interesting. Let me tell you what.
like, absolutely. Oh,
That's interesting.
That's old. That's old.
Did you hear what it just said?
No.
He was leaving the room and it said, "Leave me alone."
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Sometimes it's right
and
spot
this just
on.
went bananas.
Ha. Ha.
Sorry.
That's the old lady. We're leaving your apartment. We're sorry. Jeez, cranky old lady. Like that's not a steady place to put this.
Oh, look at that railing.
Yeah.
That's so Art Deco.
I believe this is the original railing.
Even the curved stuff around the window.
I'm just gonna put this on the floor because I don't know else to put it anywhere else on the floor.
No, I thought I heard something behind. Sounded like something fell over.
That's what I hear all the time in there. Like something fell over, something got touched.
So there's someone up here?
Yeah, this is John.
Okay, because it just, one of the
I smelled smoke, like cigarette
one of the
smoke.
measurements on here, it does a magnetic field check, because most of your phones generate.
And there's no way I even told you that, so let's go to his apartment.
We just heard haunted.
Yeah, yes, John, we know this place is haunted. And I also know you do not like people up here. So this is what I believe to be his apartment, aka
Okay.
the projectionist apartment, because
Oh, is it?
Yeah, we won't go in right now because of the movie.
that just went off.
What, the phone?
No, yeah. But yeah, up here especially, I feel like he doesn't like people in here. Or he just doesn't like me.
See, some of these are from my sister just this week on lunch. Like,
I can hear you.
Yes, John. Yes, John.
we're like, why don't you fix these up? It makes an impact. Because it takes so much to do.
So much to do in it. It's spirits off. Especially John, because I know. Well, maybe he can confirm it. John, tell us if you don't like people in here. You clearly know how to use that. Nothing.
I mean, this kitchen has been working for quite some time. The first thing that we did when we came in here was we shot a film, which is great because it's like a studio. And you can
Oh,
set
yeah.
a room up here
For sure.
and set one up downstairs, and you finish there, and you just come up and start shooting here. And everybody was great. And I did all the cooking from craft services here.
The tiles look like they're asbestos.
Oh yeah, for sure.
These.
Well, we try and pretend. We're pretending that's not a thing at the moment.
What's asbestos? And I just heard a big whoop. I'm like,
Yeah, it's like I walked through something.
Asbestos is the bestest.
what's asbestos?
Bring back asbestos.
No.
I like
Like,
asbestos.
it wouldn't
in-
surprise me if these windows on the outside at least are lead paint, because
Oh, probably. Wasn't that when stuff curls and comes off, it's because of lead paint usually?
like I don't know. I know here was also a leak problem in this room, I believe.
Smoke is
Yeah,
right
you
at the
can
top.
see all.
Yeah,
Right.
water.
These are all original film reel things.
Holy cow.
Like the film would. It was really pretty cool in the old days. I don't know lots about it, about projections, but the film would come out of one, and then it would go all the way around,
Yeah.
and then kind of come back, and it would kind of, I don't know if it ended up on another reel or even the
It's so
same reel
huge
somehow.
though.
Huh? Yeah. Well, there were 3 or 4 levels of them. We've got, I guess you probably couldn't see in the glass brick room, but there's the original projectors and things too. There's
Oh, wow.
carbon arc things.
Okay.
That's cool.
I mean, we were also blessed that way that we could open a museum about this place with all these things, you know, all this original stuff. And
Yeah, because a lot of places just pitched it. Or it ends up in antique stores and.
they just pitched it right upstairs.
Yeah.
We just left it everywhere. And that's great now because we've got all this stuff. You know, we found.
I told her.
You told her.
Well, or what?
Well, like like, come on, John, this is your one opportunity to clearly communicate.
So,
I for one believe this is his apartment.
no, I knew that because it was the projectionist apartment, so you go next door to work.
Yeah.
And my thing with John is I always picture him with a cigarette, and when she came up there, she said, I smell cigarette smoke.
Right in that doorway. I just smelled cigarettes.
To me, he's the type of guy, like, if he ever came clear through, it'd be like, you can't tell me not to smoke in here.
Did you see the suspension for the curtain?
Yeah.
And my whole thing is like, come on, guys, showtime. Come on. Perform for the
I'm like,
guests.
I think the only one who will perform on command is James. Everyone else, it's probably like,
Yeah, we haven't seen James. Have you felt him or heard?
he probably got very curious when he saw that. He was like, that's a phone, is that a camera?
But to be honest, it's the building itself is fascinating, which in itself is cool to see.
Yes.
And then the
Back
fact,
off.
yeah,
Back off.
back off. There you go.
That's John.
See, and then the fact that we're getting some kinds of what seems like intelligent responses is just icing on the
Yeah,
cake.
because sometimes it just cycles. You can tell it's just going through the vocabulary it's downloaded off the website. So it'll start saying like all the creepy horror movie stuff, and you're just like, okay, just I'll shut it down and restart it. And our dogs ate.
Good.
I'm glad that you're finding the building fascinating
This
on
is
its own.
this is incredible.
Well, that's why we like the historical aspect.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, this is quite.
It's just
this
when
is-
you work in historic stuff, you often see creepy stuff.
The
So.
other thing too is this is it really is quite a building.
Yeah,
It's what you.
Bedroom.
Yes, we're
yeah,
in the
we're in
building.
your bedroom.
So yeah, so it's kind of like a parrot, isn't it?
yeah, a little bit.
So yeah, so it was at the cafe, and then it was a waiting area,
Okay.
and so I think
So was the theater part like blocked off, or was that being used for the cafe?
it was entirely blocked off. Like you,
Okay.
you have to come outside to come into the
Yeah,
theater.
there is no.
Because the office was this tiny behind the popcorn counter.
Okay.
Way back when they've cleaned it, like opened it up a little more. It was like literally, the stairs come down here, and there was a little desk. Yeah, you could be like, you literally had your little desk and your chair, and that was it. I think when we first got here, I can remember that, but it's been changed. So the office would have been there, but I think this became offices eventually, if it wasn't when it wasn't apartments. And yeah, and so stuff was used next door. We've had people inquire about renting next door for different things as well, but we don't have no plumbing in there yet and stuff, so it's just gonna be. But this is also fine, that we're way further ahead than the last time people asked. It was like 5 years ago, we just went, we're a little closer now.
But the other thing too is you have enough real estate in here. It can be used for other things, or you can rent if there's somebody you trust. But
Well, again, it's more to do with who'd want it right now. We'd have to do a lot of
Lower.
working.
Lower.
well, that doesn't make any sense.
No.
So yeah, so you just have to, there's so much work needs to be done to make it,
Oh yeah.
With a very angry, possible French Canadian.
Is John French Canadian?
Every time, like, I can, in my mind's eye, I'm like, I picture him, wife beater, smoking.
So
Dislike.
did you hear him say like tabernacle and stuff?
I'm like, I can imagine him saying tabernacle, but I feel
So is he
like,
disliking what you just said about him?
I think so. Do you dislike French Canadians, or you dislike me?
Or
Well,
do
when
you,
we came upstairs, it said Teresa, which
Teresa.
is a Catholic name, but not necessarily a French name.
no.
No, if it was French, it would be Therese.
Yeah.
Well, you never know, eh? So yeah,
So yeah, in my mind's eye, that's what I picture him, like, wife beater sitting there over the thing, leaning, cigarette smoking us, watching us.
What do you think James is then?
James, vaguely second floor balcony, like
He's in the gallery, okay.
he's in the Galleria, but he's like in Jeff's work area, but in that alcove, I think he just sits there during movies.
So he's watching the movie.
Probably.
Okay. Yeah, so I think you'd mentioned the old lady. It makes a little more sense now.
Yes. The one that told us leave us heart attack, leave me alone.
Leave me alone, just
Yeah.
like get it.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
I'm like, wow,
Thanks,
you're
guys.
cranky. I thought you were very friendly. I was trying to figure out your
We're
name.
not being very nice for the company.
Well, maybe she didn't want a whole bunch of people in her apartment, you know,
Yeah, that's
looking
true.
in her bathroom and
She didn't have time
stuff.
to clean it.
If that's true, the first thing you guys did, bathroom. As much as I don't like it out here, I will say, to me, that is the prettiest view of the town.
It
out
is.
that window.
It's cool.
Are you scared?
No.
Not at all.
Rarely.
Are you trying to scare us?
That was a directed at me.
You got a lot.
Are you scared?
Because I don't like it up here because of him. Because he messes with my anxiety. Like, he has full on. I've seen people without anxiety. Like, we had a girl in the window for Hill House, and she just started going,
Who?
shaking like
Daniel.
Daniel. He doesn't like up here. Was it Annabelle? Annabelle, I think he.
Imagine.
Annabelle, me.
He doesn't like you.
Well, I
Why
just
would
don't
he
think.
Why would he be your, like, buddy?
Because I'm an actor, not a projectionist.
Does he like Randy?
I assume so.
Do you like Alan?
I know he fucks with Randy's lights. I don't know. Like, remember that week Randy kept coming in and go, my lights are messed up. My lights are messed
And
up.
that's part of, I guess, back when somebody messaged us coming down Wood, they said, we're coming down Wood Street in the fourth floor lights, or maybe in here.
Yeah, this is.
Oh.
Oh, but, okay, there's a black light in there.
Yeah.
Well, there's some, anyway, I remember, well, that's from the haunted house. This was the clown room, I think, and I remember
Oh,
exactly creepy clowns.
And this was also the baby crying room the next year.
We've done haunted house, a lot of haunted houses.
We've done a lot of haunted
And
houses.
so, yeah, that's when I came and said, nah, I'm not going. But I've had Nick O'Brien, his friend, stay overnight.
They left.
They left. You know, you found, did they check it out, or they just get bored?
I'm
Or
pretty sure like there's a friend that chickened out or something.
did anything happen, do you know, do you remember?
Not that I was told.
He's back in town, by the way.
Is he?
Yeah.
I think like their footage got corrupted of him crawling through the tunnel or something.
No, that's still good.
No, that's so good. Something about his footage going.
Yeah, when all of us went down.
I went, you bastards in Newfoundland in your church, you want to paint it for the centennial? It was good. What?
watching.
Watching.
Okay.
Oh yeah, he's watching. I'm like,
I was
I was about to say, I feel something watching me right here,
Right there.
That's
right
such,
around the corner.
that's such a good shot
So then I'm like,
when you pointed.
okay,
Just
so then I'm like,
I just feel it.
wow. What was I just talking about?
Sorry, I distracted you. It literally feels like someone's there.
What was I
Going,
telling you about? Oh, I don't know about something. Doesn't matter.
The roof.
Oh, the roof. Yeah, so it just floods and.
What's down further?
That's the projection room. Yeah.
Oh.
We can't quite go in there because of the movie, but
We.
Water degrades everything really fast.
I could smell cigarette smoke again for a
Yeah,
You
minute.
smell smoke?
Yeah.
I smell it too. I smelled it when I came up. When we came up through the gallery.
I think it just like poofs occasionally. It's probably built into the carpet, but I mean, you know.
or it's him taking his cigarette and going in your face.
That happened to him once at a place we were at in Vineland,
No,
was it?
It was in Thorold.
Please go,
Thorold.
John. You want us to go? Say that again, please. Give us a clear indication you would like us to leave.
No.
Aha, here it is.
Oh, and is that like the other side of where we were? No way.
No, this is a whole new area.
This is where I think the Great Child lives.
Yeah, this.
The Great Child, because I'm
The Great Child?
I can't see anything.
It,
Oh, there. Okay.
okay, no.
Oh, look at the
I know,
doors.
see, look at the original doors, eh? I'm
Yeah.
trying to turn it around for you because it's bright red on the other side.
man.
Okay, come on down. You gotta come and see.
Just like tunnel.
Yeah, you.
All of this. There's another heater. Okay.
Chair.
Yes, and nice chair. Okay. This is the popcorn room.
Like original?
Yes, in the day, and this is the machine. So Lasalle made popcorn for the whole town.
Oh, okay.
Oh. And there was this window here. So probably in the winter too, if I guess you wanted, but certainly in the summer, you could just be walking along the street and you could come up here and get popcorn. You didn't have to go to the movie. You could just come and get, like, it was like a concession almost.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, so this is the original equipment and stuff. And yeah, they would bag big bags of popcorn for the whole community. Well, you know, like the other businesses, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I said, you could just come and buy right from here. So, yeah.
Explaining the color and the deepiness of the walls.
Yes. So,
I was gonna ask about the doors.
well, I don't. Can we?
Because
turn
those are our,
around? These are original doors.
I was gonna say with the Art Deco pushes up.
And the doors were fire doors.
Would the handles would they be 50s or 20s? Because you know how they
No,
went
those are Art
all
Deco.
Art
Oh, definitely 20s, if anything.
Yeah.
So yeah, when I saw those doors, I flipped. But yeah, this so again another
Watching.
haunting or watching.
Watching.
Again, another.
Like I said, right out there.
So who do we think that is? John wouldn't follow us.
No,
probably.
the grubby child, maybe? Because that's
The essence.
maybe.
And my friend Janice Barlow was the spearhead of that campaign, and she's now she's the guru of theater restoration because she worked on that project, and she's been up here and she said, "Oh, this is totally doable." But that's what I want, and so lots of times the board talks about doing a lot of Band-Aid things, and they go, "You're not Band-Aid until we rip it down, right? You know that, right?"
Yeah. Well, and
But
You shouldn't be here.
okay, you were friendly for a minute. Come back, okay.
No, I think this is someone else who just came through and said, you guys shouldn't be here.
Like we should. So
Like in this area.
somebody else. So who is telling us that?
No, that's the thing that makes me go.
Does he seem familiar? Is it one of ours, or it could be anybody?
It literally could be someone from off the street. Who knows?
Maybe you shouldn't be here.
That's when something comes.
that I've never seen. I've never seen something move in front of me.
Well, other than on camera with the boxes. Yeah.
Other than the boxes, I wasn't there for that.
So you
I
just saw
watched-
the boxes move. You didn't see anybody moving them or shadows.
No, like there were digital cameras, right? So you could slow it down to half speed to see if there's anything there. Axe.
What?
Ah.
So what?
And it was in that same place that he would be closing at night, and it would be empty, and there would be
It would
footsteps.
sound like there was staff still up in the
Yeah.
because the staff room was upstairs.
What do they tend to do? Do they turn the lights on and off in the dressing rooms? Is that what they do? It was just recent. I thought it was during Matilda. They're going, the dress lights are on, they were off, but now they're on, or something.
Yeah,
That
like
could've
if they're like if the camera's running so that there's a definable background change, that's something that people love
I
to
don't
see.
think
and-
they don't open and shut the doors, do they? They just turn the lights on.
There is one who does that. That's the third floor one that
Yeah.
I do not like.
that one you
I
don't
do
go
not
to.
like his energy.
or,
It's just
or plant cameras at the end of the hallways.
Don't leave me.
This is very confusing messages.
Don't leave me.
We'll
Come
never-
outside. Don't
We'll
leave
never
me.
leave you.
I'm like, this sounds like the child.
You're stuck with us. And you don't like the
Catwalk.
catwalk
I do not like
way
the
above
catwalk.
on top
I
of
saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, so, that's the.
Cigarette smoke again.
I smelled it too, I think, first. That's often, because it's a vaudeville stage, it's so narrow. And the way it's built, the backstage goes like halfway across, and then there is like a chimney or something. You can't go all the way through.
Oh.
It's ridiculous. So we built it one in front of it, or you go over the catwalk. Well, the catwalk is like clonk, 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 clonk. And I finally said, what was that?
Iron.
And I finally said to Matilda, I said, guys, there's a big opening, just walk across like you have purpose and it'll look like you're supposed to. And I thought it was actually, for me,
Yeah.
you guys walking across all the time, I thought it was very cool, actually.
Yes, it worked.
Yeah, so a scene's going on, and usually you're not wanting to see the cast crossing to the other side of the stage.
No.
But I just said, just do it. You're all school kids.
It looks
You're
natural.
going in class, who cares? Just don't kind of dawdle, just go. I thought it was really cool,
My
actually.
favorite crossing was when one of the kids in me as Trenchbull cause she literally did a like.
So, yeah,
Yeah,
but the dressing rooms, we've got a catwalk up top, and
I don't like this weird up there. It has. Carolyn. That's what I picture the old ladies in. Is every time I'm up there and I'm like, can I have your name? Can I have your name? It's a hard MA, and I'm like, I was thinking like, for you.
Sorcery come to make me unstoppable. And once I dispense with you, I'll expand my rule from Juniper City to
Every other city in town, business review, the valley.
Yeah, so you have to kind of like get all this players together and just.
So, is it haunted? We'll never know for sure, but there were some things we experienced here. Some of those experiences include the wire moving on its own in the basement without being touched, the smell of cigarette smoke throughout the building with no known source and in different rooms, clear answers to questions asked on the ghost box, including spirits' names and events that could have happened in their lives. Also, there was clear electrical interference through both the speaker and headphones, and what sounded like an audible voice with no known source. Most importantly, we'd like to thank the Lasalle Theatre staff and volunteers for their time and their stories and their experiences. I'd like to give special thanks to our tour guides, Michael Rowley, Matt Paquette, and Noah Kaiser. Please go to www.savethelsalle.com to preserve this precious piece of history. Our next stop is the Museum of Northern History at the Harry Oak Chateau in Kirkland Lake, Ontario. Thank you very much for watching. Please feel free to like, subscribe, and comment on the video below. And thank you again for listening.